Hello, and welcome to the Karen Mitches Podcast. Today we have Jason Wren.
Hello.
And that's lowercase.
It is. As often as possible and where possible.
Oh my God, sorry.
Yeah, no
okay. How are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
I am good.
Good. I like your view from here.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Got a little bit of greenery outside.
Yeah, it's nice. I just realized what I did.
And you
Yes.
are living on a boat.
I do live on a boat in front of the city in front of the city.
How is boat life?
It's affordable, fun, different, seasonal, where you definitely know what the weather's like, so you're kind of always in it.
I have the problem of sometimes being like inside with the curtains drawn on my phone, and I'm like, I don't know what time of year it is or time of day.
Yes, it happens.
Yeah. But you're always like watching the weather.
Yeah, kind of weather dependent is interesting to kind of always be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, I just wanted to have a different place to live, small, compact, create some stuff, but just be disconnected when I need to be.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part, really. Disconnecting.
It sounds idyllic, but I feel like there's only certain people that can pull that off.
Well, I was in my condo, and I taped the shape of the hull in my floor of my condo of how big the boat would be that I could live on. To figure out how much space I'd move stuff in to go, can I live in this amount of space, just so I got a spatial awareness. And that's what I did for like a year before I've been looking for years for a boat until I discovered a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of managed that space and went, okay, this is how small I'm going to need to live. Just spitball, like it's like a proof of concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your boat is typically docked. Like you're not.
I take it out periodically with gas. It's 2 V8s, so I don't take it out a lot. Eats gas. It's expensive to put fuel in it.
Yeah.
But I do go to anchor and go to the island and have bonfires and do take it out.
Very cool.
Yeah,
is it like a boat? Like it's not a houseboat. It's a boat.
No, it's a sedan bridge, so it's got a sliding door out to, like a regular size sliding door out to a 4x8 patio. And then that's into like an 8x8 salon, and then a dinette and a kitchen and bedroom.
Nice.
But it's all V-shaped, so space is at a premium. So I'm a minimalist as much as I can possibly be. It's part of the lowercase. It goes into everything. Small memories. I have little memories of things that I keep, and like a figurine from a trip I took instead of something big. And everything's just like, okay, there's a memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is sort of like a vibe you've had throughout your life.
Yeah.
Simple.
Pretty much.
Quiet.
Yeah. And if I want something, I just made it. Like if I wanted a shirt, I'd design it. If I wanted a table, I'd make it. So you just kind of continue doing that.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And you work creatively as well.
Yes. I've had an extensive career as a creative director and art director in advertising for like 30 years.
Amazing.
It was fun. Lots of clients, lots of big clients, lots of little clients. There's I looked at it as my creative outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because you have a very like DIY vibe, and I picture like creative directors being like trendier, like louder.
Yes, that is true.
Were you like a fish out of water in that environment, or not? Or did you stand out?
Definitely stood out. I have a few moments where I really remember I had a creative director ask me to kiss his ring because he was wearing all black, and I was like, he made a comment. He was like, I don't look like an art director, and I was like, because I'm not wearing all black, and then he took offense to that because he was wearing all black, and anyway, got into a big thing. There was a lot of ego that I was. Yeah, a lot of ego. A lot of people thinking they were creative, and what they wore outwardly was their symbol of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an interesting time.
Were you like a very like visual arts kind of kid growing up?
Yeah. My dad was a cartoonist, and my mom did pottery. She was an HR person and did pottery, so we were immersed in making stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have artists that you feel deeply inspired by or connected to?
Well, comedically, Maria Bamford. I think she's an artist.
Yes. I'm a fan as well.
I think she's an artist.
Yeah.
I'm all emotional right now. Sorry, I might cry.
Oh.
Sorry. I rarely reminisce.
Oh.
I rarely, it's part of I kind of move forward a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, Maria Bamford is an artist.
Yeah, I just saw her during JFL Toronto.
Yeah, I keep posting messages to her saying, "Can I open for you?" Just random, just like, "Can I open for you? Just anything?" She's amazing.
Yeah, well, when she came, like when her opener came on stage, I recognized her and I was like, "Oh my God!" Like people I know open for, like, not that I'm on the same level as that comic.
Yeah,
but I was like, could I open for Maria Bamford one day?
Totally. I'd message her regularly, and if she's doing anything outside of her shows when she's in Toronto, and I'm always like, "Hey, just hello. Here's the thing I do. Hope you think I'm creative."
She's married to an artist.
Yes.
Like a visual artist.
Yeah, I also paint and make sculptures with tactiles, and I have a medium that I've created with like one single piece of twine, and I create pieces of art that hang inside that twine. So that's one of my mediums that I like to make art in.
Yeah.
So I just kind of exhaust every outlet. If
Yeah.
I see it, I'm like, "Oh, I'll try to do that." Which is problematic as well, because I kind of do it and then sometimes go, "Oh, that's fun. Next." And it's like, that was successful, but I maybe went, okay, I've successfully got to what I wanted out of that creative expedition. Like, from making a medium into getting a commission, you're like, oh, done. Then after I got the commission, go, do I push anymore? It's kind of all I wanted out of the goal.
Yeah.
It was like, the goal is, do enough art, be a good enough artist, make a big piece of art that someone's willing to pay for it once. And then you're like, oh, did that. Next. So it's problematic as equally.
Like you need to, like other artists are like sticking with the same thing to like become known for that.
Yeah, like, and I look at stuff where I haven't been inspired enough to repeat anything. So it's like, I want to be repetitive.
Yeah. Because I guess like you're doing art because you're driven by it.
Yes.
Like you're moved to do it.
I need to just make, I need to make as much as I can. Generally.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the comedy world. That's why it was an extension of doing paintings. I had a gallery showing, and I was like, what other nerve can I expose?
Yeah. And within the comedy world, like you have a very, like I feel like you stand out as well.
I appreciate that. I feel I do.
How do you describe your comedy?
I started out doing jokes that were kind of insightfully dark and just little sort of like dark, deathy stuff. And then it's absurd. I think when I kind of look back and go, what do people want to see right now? It's absurd.
Yeah.
It's not divisive. It's just something people all go, what?
Yeah. And see, like, I feel like I fit more properly in like more like a more mainstream genre.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the audience. Someone in my building is doing a little construction, so we get a little tapping.
I like to think they're putting up memories. There you go.
All I was thinking of was like the potential for water damage.
They're putting up a frame with a picture of a memory.
As long as they're not
exactly
damaging any structural integrity or causing leaks.
That's funny.
But I find like with it, I do a kind of like more mainstream format, but I find within that also sort of like inadvertently lead into like absurdity.
Yeah. And
then I find myself maybe a little bit more in the company of like some of the alt people in the scene.
Yep. Yeah, I like when you go absurd. I think that's kind of the nicer place for everyone. I like promoting it. I like the idea of it. I'm just like, give me something more creative. Let's go. What's going on? What do you want to do?
And you produced an alt show.
Yeah, the comedy bar it was Hope They Laugh.
Hope They Laugh.
Yeah, and it was for charity. It was like an alt cause. I'll try to keep it into the alt world and like micro world with my absurdity of micro impressions. I kind of want to keep all of my ideas, everything, because of my advertising background. I'm basically creating my 30 years of an art director. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do in the world? And it's like, okay, so everything's got a meaning. It's like, this has a thing and this has a thing. So the micro donations or micro cause goes to my micro impressions, And then that was just to raise money for the Princess Margaret. We got them toothpaste for patients that happen to show up without toiletries.
I love that.
So let's just keep it sort of weird and absurd.
And then you had some of my former guests on. So you had George Rivard and Rebecca McDonald.
Yes.
So shout out to those guys.
I love them both.
Yes.
They're very, very good. George has done his show with his puppet for me. It's excellent.
Okay, so I don't know about George's puppet. Like,
I think his mom's a puppeteer.
what?
Yeah, and he had a puppet in the last alt show I did. He did his set with his puppet. It was excellent.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was very good.
What is, like, is it an animal?
I'm going to be weak on memories. Shaggy, white, nondescript. Yeah,
Okay.
Can't remember exactly what it was, but
he's a little guy.
it was entertaining.
Okay.
Yes, it was entertaining.
I love it.
That was very good.
Do you buy Princess Margaret tickets every year?
No.
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 You're not trying to win the Dream Home Lottery.
All my donations, I try to make sure none of my donations go to, other than the fact that I had to use couriers to get anything to the hospital or to the lodge, and anything to publicize. I had to use all terrible platforms with lots of CEOs, but the goal is to minimize CEOs. So it's like, doesn't go through cancer research. It doesn't go through any of the big things trying to do it. It's like, research is important. It's huge, but this is like a daily thing that somebody that has cancer goes, oh shit, I forgot toothpaste.
Yeah. And I feel like it ties in with your DIY making things. Like, you like things that are very direct and like you can touch them and know what they are.
Yeah. Yes. It's present. It happened. Here it is.
I love it. I feel like you're like a character from a Wes Anderson movie. He lives on a boat and he makes all his own stuff.
It's funny. I was Dr. What's his face, Bill Murray's character for COVID Halloween, because I wore his red hat and vest, and I put on a background that was there.
Is that from Steve Zissou?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Zissou.
Dr. Zissou.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's funny.
But I don't see you playing any Bill Murray characters. He is such like a dark. Like, I love Bill Murray. Like, Scrooged is one of my all-time favorite movies. But I just wouldn't picture you as like a Bill Murray fan. You have such a different vibe.
Well, Scrooge is an excellent one. That's a great Christmas. That's one I watch every year. And I'm not it's good.
Yeah. It's a classic, right? Like, it's basically just, it's the story it's based on, I guess, is a classic, but I don't know, that's, I think, the best rendition of it.
Yeah. Or the Muppets is a good one.
I don't want to be rude to the Muppet fans. I'm just not a particularly a Muppet fan.
It's okay. There's lots of them, I'm sure.
I respect their right to take Manhattan.
Agreed. Totally agree. But yeah, the Scrooge is a very good one. I guess I don't think I have the talent to be a Bill Murray. He's got so much depth. I
think you just have a different vibe.
Okay, I'll take that.
Have you done any acting?
No.
Do you think you'll explore it at all?
I kind of had this weird, with all the advertising background I had a weird stigma where I didn't like actors, because every time you're getting reels after reels and you're trying to pick actors and you're picking actors and you're doing all this, it felt, and a lot of the times it was a weird sort of like, it was so stupid when you look back. You're like, what a ridiculous system. Because it's much different now. But yeah, so I just kind of like, there were just tools in my, I want to get some done. I need an actor. Yeah. I didn't want their opinion. I didn't want them to do anything different. I just said, you need to do this. So I had that opinion, but I think I would probably, long answer. Yeah. I would probably look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably do skits. Yeah.
I'm wanting to move in that direction too. Mm-hmm. I think for years I've been like, I should do that. But like recently, because I had Rochelle on, and she used to help her boyfriend who they were producing short films together.
Right.
And she was seeing my like screenwriting books and me trying to write. And she's like, you should film something, even if it's just a skit, sketch, whatever. She's like, because it'll inform like your writing process. And then I was like, because it's a different, you're not writing a novel, you're writing for the screen.
Yeah.
So if you make something, then you know
Yep.
more about.
Yeah, I find the distraction of that because I've tried to make content with, obviously we all have to try to make content. So I've been trying to film stuff and trying to get stuff filmed properly and do stuff like that. I get so hung up on the camera setup and the lighting that I waste 3.5 hours making sure it's set up right.
It's weird because it's like, I think people have to be an in-between
Mm-hmm.
because you have to put enough effort into it that it's like lit enough that people can see what's happening. It works visually. But yeah, you can't spend it like 3 hours hanging lights and run out of energy.
Yeah. Oh, this mic isn't where I want it. And I just get really pedantic.
Yeah.
It's like, then it becomes a problem. It's like, oh, now I'm 2 hours in and I've yet to even film an idea. Oh, but my clothes are folded and they're over there.
Yeah.
In the proper order.
Are you a Virgo?
No, I'm a Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah. May 14th.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. They're bullheaded, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds right. Mm-hmm.
Homebodies.
Yeah.
And
pretty much.
I like Taurus.
Okay.
It's Venus ruled.
All right.
And it's very, I think, a healthy Taurus understands value, like intrinsic value.
Interesting. Oh, then I'll take that definition. And what is your sign?
Virgo. So it's the like age-old perfectionism issue. Like unhealthy Virgo is like either really controlling or like completely inert because they can't do anything because they want it to be right.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like I had to learn. I can now like accomplish goals,
right.
But when people tell me like, oh, I was spending all my time hanging like fiddling, I'm like, yeah, just I had to get over it or wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, I kind of work with the principle of with anything I'm creating. I'm kind of work on the shotgun principle of everything's on the go at once. Something will get completed eventually.
Yes. Okay, so for me, it's this idea of like just half-ass things, and it's like, and then do them, and then go back to it and fix it, or like see it as like, well, this is my first time doing it, so then the next one will be better. So like with my podcast, like there was a lot of like, just before I filmed my first episode, I was ready to quit,
right?
But then I'm like, it can just be like a bad episode and the second episode will be better, and then that gives me like
the fuel, the
ability to just do something and not quit in the middle.
Yeah, I tend to be target based. Like I'll commit to an art show and go, okay, now I have this coffee shop I got to fill with art on this September. Then you're like, oh, so do I use anything from my archive that I've already got created, or do I go into a new territory, or do I make a thing, but by August 31st, everything has to be hung.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I'm target based.
Yeah, that sounds like that'll do it.
Yeah, like the Yucks thing was a really good thing for me. That gave me a target.
So Jason and I both this summer participated in the Yucks Big Six comedy competition, and that was like, we both really loved that, right?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed I think it was the target. I have an end result. It's not going every Tuesday at a mic or doing a show every Friday. It's like, no, I have a goal here that I'm going to do a thing, and when it's done, that's a thing.
Did you do a new set for it?
Not really, other than I pieced together some longer concepts that I want to throw that I have in between my noise.
Yeah.
I find sometimes my noise, I can almost say anything in between them because I forget what I've said.
Yeah, because when I think of, like, I've seen your set multiple times, but I couldn't really say what you say.
Yeah.
I could say like the vibe of you know, but like.
Yeah, I find that interesting because I think the walk away is they don't remember what I said for the 8 minutes, but they remember I said something and did something. That's the feeling I get from most crowd. They're like, they don't remember a joke about my hindsight. They don't remember any of the jokes. They don't remember there's no bit that they recall, but they recall what they saw. They were entertained by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the sound part, I feel like people can describe that because it's so specific.
Yes.
It's so unique.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That became a thing. That was really intentional in the sense that I was doing monotone, the my lovely quiet comedy that I enjoy just saying things. My in-between bits of the noisemaker. But I was going to get a theremin and bring it on stage because that's like another different weird instrument.
Yeah.
They use your hand. And I was like, I just went actively looking for a weird noisemaker because I wanted to create something.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
You mentioning the theremin, my friend's dad plays the theremin, and he's just like a wacky dude, and he used to, like, every year on Canada, he's actually passed now, but on Canada Day he would always play the national anthem on like a different instrument.
Nice.
And one year he did it on the theremin.
Awesome.
Which
I love it. The Mike Oldfield of anthems. I love it. Oh, I love it. That's excellent. Oh, it wouldn't be great if they were all recorded.
Oh my god,
that'd be excellent.
They're only in our memories.
Perfect. Good place for them. They're there.
Did you get taken away by the baseball fever?
Mm-hmm.
You're Toronto born and bred?
I grew up in outside of Orangeville.
Okay.
In a gravel pit. My dad's, beside being a cartoonist, had to take on small jobs, and he managed the pit, and the pit came with a house. So the pit was literally in the middle of the gravel pit, and that's where we lived.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
dirt bikes.
crazy.
Dirt bikes at 5.
This is more Wes Anderson by the minute.
It was a lovely playground for a kid. It was pretty awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's where I grew up. But I was in Toronto. I came to Toronto. I've been in Toronto being an art director, advertising for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be the place to do it.
Yeah.
Like, where else would you go in Canada?
Yeah. I did Halifax for a year. I did Tokyo for a year.
Oh shit.
But Halifax was nice. In Canada, Halifax was lovely.
I haven't been out there since I was a kid, but everyone loves living in Halifax, right? Like, I feel like I had a lot of friends who went there for college, and then some random people for other reasons. But were you young when you were?
Yeah, that was a mistake. I went out when I was still hungry and trying to win awards and make ads and make creative and be the ad guy. So their pace wasn't at my pace.
Okay.
You're like, oh, it's 4:15. Everyone's at home. I need to do something by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
But did you love this city while you were there?
Yeah, and the water, and it's beautiful. Very, very beautiful.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And how was Tokyo?
Awesome, amazing city. I could go on for hours. It was a long time ago. It was like a long time ago.
What year?
What's minus 30 from here? 96.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What was that like? Kind of like, that's Japan at the full tilt of their economy, right? Like,
yeah.
They were a baller.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they were on every forefront of everything at the time, and they were vibrant.
Was it
still are,
intimidating to work there? I feel like...
Well, they brought me to dumb it down. I was told that. Like, they were like, no, because I walked around and I was like, you guys don't, why am I here? Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, well, we need a simpler perspective on what we want out of this project. And I was like, oh, thanks. So yeah, basically make it simpler and North American-y, because it was for a buyer's guide. Anyway, it was fun. But anyway, again, that was just work. It was 9 to 9 work. And then you go out for a few hours, and then you go to sleep, and then you go back to the office.
12-hour days.
Yeah, easily. Oh yeah, it was like, it was like that's the businessman-y world there too, where that's the nature of it.
Yeah. Did you take a nap at work?
Not that I remember. And I didn't have the that lovely effect where you're allowed to sleep in meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that never happened to me. Anyway, a long time ago. But yeah, but Toronto's been my home. Is my home.
Okay, so were you freaking out when the Jays were in the...
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was around for when they won it before.
Yeah.
But I really liked the electricity of everyone was on board, and it was fun. Really fun.
I'm not a sports fan, but I'm like a fan of like big group events.
Yeah,
and,
me
like,
too.
Community. So
Me too.
It was just a great time to be in the city.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
And it was like, The vibe was amazing. The city was electric.
So this is what shocked me is, well, it didn't shock me, but okay, after we lost, it was kind of a dead week for comedy. And I guess people who were doing stand-up back when the Raptors won were saying that after the win, everyone was out on the town and people's shows were selling out and it was really great. But I guess, because you would think, I guess if we lost, people might want to go out and do comedy or watch comedy, but they did not. They wanted to stay home.
I think it was just sheer exhaustion, the amount of hours of sports, of sitting in front of a TV and intentionally watching it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't in the background, wasn't over your shoulder. It was like, no, I've just watched, what's that one game? I didn't watch the whole thing. I was
18 innings.
Yeah, they just watched, 8 hours of one of the most boring sports in the world. Intently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like watching the paint. They watched the paint dry for so many hours that week. That they came, and then the payoff was nothing.
Do you think it did anything for Toronto's attention span? Like, did it repair some of the damage from the phones?
Interesting. Oh, a little bit. It just showed you that background of things. The people are getting so, because of I hate using that sentence, with TikTok and with Instagram and with how we can look at stuff and zoom in on stuff, how background characters are becoming memes and weird things. Like the big, huge, heavy dude in the background of one of the games got crazy responses on Twitter and went to the game for free the next time. You're like, we're getting so like deep inside the storylines. Like, wow, now in the background, it's like the comment section are now videos. Now we used to say it in the comment section. Now we're like, oh, we just watched that replay and that guy picked his nose when the guy threw a 98 mile an hour, whatever. Yeah. It's so weird that we're getting that sort of like into it. But I think that's what that happened at the Jays game. You got to see people dressing up intentionally, trying to get attention. That Colonel Sanders thing is like an 80-year-old idea. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, the marketing team at Colonel Sanders had him sitting behind the pitcher's box, like behind. So he was in the shot most of the game.
Okay.
Burger King did it in the 80s, where a guy dressed as Burger King sat in the front row at the NBA. It's been done many years.
This is the ripest time for that.
Oh yeah, people were consuming it like deep consumption. Like that's the game that made us so like crazy, made him too focused on the phones.
So you're not working right now as a creative director?
No, I'm helping an app just move UX stuff, just background. But
do you wish you were more like in the game right now because of the new landscape? Like, is it interesting to you at all?
Yeah, I love it. I like it because it's easy. It's super fun, and I like exhausting my energy on stuff. It's like, I'm not going to get the need of what this idea entails, but somebody else might, and I like exhausting those ideas. So I like that part of it. I'm aiming at not doing it again, ideally.
When you watch something like the mayoral election they just had in NYC, like, does that get you going because you're like, I get how this is working? Or is it like because it's political, it's like less interesting? Or?
No, I love it. I love, it's very interesting. I'm definitely on the right side of history. And the right side of the future. It does get me going in the sense that, the roller coaster, I feel like that we've been on a roller coaster of this sort of like instantaneous change in momentum. Yeah. And I think it gave me a little bit of glimmer and a hope to the bubble isn't totally burst in, we're going down this path, bad path.
Yeah. I was at the corner last night, and I can't remember what comic it was, but he was on the stage, and he was like, everyone's excited that New York got their first Muslim mayor. He's like, we've had a Muslim mayor in Calgary 10 years ago,
Yeah.
And I was like, I never really thought about that, but I was like, yeah. And I'm like, the whole perspective is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know sometimes like how to weigh things or tell where we're at or where we're going, because it's so... because my perspective is now disoriented because things that are normal have been made to seem new or strange.
Yep.
And I'm like, where are we right now?
Totally. Where are we right now? And that's the moments where you're kind of like, when Harris got in the run, you're like, oh, there's a wave. You're like, oh, let's ride this roller coaster of hope that not everything's going to be this spiral of insanity that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we?
But now it feels like he has to like fix housing.
Oh, he better be good.
Well, I guess this is my thing is like, I think that New York sets the tone for other cities. So if they have a good idea for traffic flow or housing or anything, if it works there, it'll get picked up by every other city because everyone watches them. So everywhere in the world is fucked for housing. If they can get theirs better, we'll all follow suit right away.
Yep.
And it can spread out. But then if it doesn't go well, it's kind of like, I want to say he's like a minority, most importantly, not as a Muslim, but as a socialist or social democrat.
Yes.
And it's like that thing when like, oh, a woman's the president, she better be the best president ever, or she'll make women look bad. And it's like, he better fix the system or we're fucked.
Yeah. I mean,
because I think even conservative people feel like there's something systemically that's really screwed up. No, everything's too expensive. Nobody can do anything. So even I think some of them are like, well, let's just see if he does anything because maybe,
Well, thankfully he gets to test it out and gets to be seen on a big scale. Like New York has some weird systems in place that are fascinating when they deal with mass population. Like they had people outside Union Station giving COVID shots. Like walk out, boop, go to work.
Oh.
Like there was time, like that sort of early days, they were set up for sort of mass.
Yeah.
We can move the people, we can get the people, we can fix the people. Because of the population, you're like, now you've got this massive petri dish.
Yeah.
Just what do we do with all these people? And we're all getting crammed with space. Urban centers are getting more crammed. Everything's like, if we can prove it in a big model, then it's great. But that's a lot of weight for a new mayor.
Yeah.
Are you solving the world's growth and crushing population?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like being the mayor of New York is probably bigger than being the president of some countries.
Yeah.
Like just in terms of how many people know your name, like how many people you influence, like the mark you'll make in history.
Yeah, accessibility, like the fact that you can walk down, like he's right there.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that he governs and hopes works okay and everyone's okay is massive at the micro level.
At the micro level.
Exactly. Anyway, funny. Yeah, it's polarized. That's part of absurdity. Is it why I like the absurdity in those comics and the artists that are doing stuff that's different and weird and out there. It's so heavy. Everything's so like big.
Yeah.
Every moment's so big and everyone's making it so big. Like the quotes of every statement is world's most, on the YouTube captions and titles, it's always world breakthrough, biggest blah, 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 biggest scandal since.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's huge. Another huge header.
Yeah. Well, I guess because, some things have happened in our lifetimes that were so big that now everything is seen as weighted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then sometimes it is. You're like, oh, that did mean something.
Do you find constrained ever by absurdity, or do you have any things that you dislike about that space?
Other than I bring Mike on stage because I think it's funny and weird, but I want to do more shows where it's more like inserted into a regular show. Just for like
to access a crowd easier?
Yeah, and expand on the dialogue that I have between my noises, where I can maybe make those make as much noise as my noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, like have some dialogue. I find with the short sets, I have to get to the funny little nuggets and that I enjoy doing because new eyes are always entertaining. It's like, if they're new, they got to see this.
Yeah.
But I know, with the repetitive of other comedians watching me do the same thing over and over and over again, it's only for the new eyes where it works. So I want to get to the place where it's not just the noises it's like, oh, there was only 2 noises and 4 minutes and 5 minutes of comedy or of my idea of comedy.
So like when you did the big 6, that was like 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel like that, like, did like the audience responded well?
The audience it was really good. I had a really good set, and the audience came with me. They got it. I annoyingly watched it back and was annoyed that all my jokes should have been longer, because the crowd was so into it that it feels like I truncated it, and the wave of where they were, like, I had to get through my next material because I had the 8 minutes.
Yeah.
But I should have.
You had the space to go into each.
I should have lingered longer, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed the set, and the crowd were there.
I find like right now when I'm writing, a lot of what I'm doing is, because for a while I just have a bit that would come to me, like this idea. And I think I'm very like, I just get to an idea and then I flip to the next thing. And if you, like, I'm fast when I talk to people, and I think I talk to other people who are fast.
Right.
When you're talking to a crowd, you can't be that fast. And I think I just leave a lot on the table because it's just how I talk, right? Yeah. But as I'm going, now when I'm writing, sometimes what I'm doing is I'm writing like a part 2 to another bit. So like my bits are starting to have funny names, because it'll just be like rehab part 2. Like,
that's fun.
Old people, the sequel. And it's just because I realize like I can go back to them.
Right.
And then I don't want to make one bit too long, so then it's just like more thoughts on the same thing. But it can function on its own, or it could just be done right after the other one.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. And do you find that solves, like, do you when you bring them back in, are you developing them further?
Yeah, like I think it just, sometimes it's like I have like, say, like a clever idea about like elderly people, but then the second half might be a little bit more, I'm talking about my parents aging. And then I think that's something like, because I'm trying to evolve out my longer sets and my full body of material. So I want it to feel more connected to me and in a body of something that has more meaning.
Yeah.
Because you can just stand up there for an hour and do jokes.
Totally. I sigh sometimes
shit
and get a laugh. Like, sometimes you just got to be quiet.
Yeah. Like the game is all you have to do is make people laugh for an hour. But I think what I want is like, I don't know exactly what I want, but I want it to feel like grounded in me as a person.
I'm struggling in feeling the same way about my stuff. Is how do I step out of the character of doing these things and then go, how do I turn, the reversing truck into an 18-wheeler that ran over my dog Shannon?
Oh, shit.
But you're like,
yeah.
If I can start to sliver those, why that noise, like build a storyline around the noise, which I kind of am doing. I try to do that, like, flashback to this. But it is like, how do I integrate my life into those versus then I'm not on stage doing bits. I just get up and do stuff.
Yeah.
Then I just talk. And if a noise comes up, But it's not a character anymore. It's just me framing stuff.
And then you have like a side of you that's very like dark comedy that wants to come out as well.
Yeah.
And be part of that larger set.
Yeah. And dark is a lot. It's a lot about death. I've had a lot of death. So it's kind of like, well, there's a lot of humor there. I've experienced it in the grips of hell, and you still go, oh, that's kind of funny. I got to remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Note to self. Design headstone. Which I did. I designed my sister's headstone. Where you're like, how that sort of, I'm trying to get to the point where, and I think very European and British in the sensibility, I want to do a thing. I want 45 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
All the thing, storyline, and then I go put that away and then try something else. That's ideally in the long term, in the longer play. Like I see it as a 45-minute chunk of here's a creative, and then I put that away and come up with new ideas.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. And I want to I want to bring me into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird to work on something over such a long period of time and not know what it is. Like, it's not like I came up with like this arc and I'm like, just like, oh, how do I get along here? Because I am like, I'm working on a screenplay, so that's what that kind of is.
Yep.
Right? But this is very like it's about me. I don't know the ending. I don't know the middle. Like, I'm like, what am I going to reveal here? It's very weird.
Totally. It is when you try to think of it as, and I think that's when I look at the Maria Bamfords and I look at some of the storytelling comics, you're like, man, that is like, she's just an open human going, here's all the bits.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the thing. And then it's so like, has to be therapeutic for her. It has to be like, for her, it must be just like, I have nothing to hide. This is it. And I'm open. And then I go back and it must be an incredible feeling that I haven't figured out how to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the goal. It's the 45 minutes. That's why doing more shows and getting more shows and having 8 minutes and only doing one noise. I haven't got there yet, where I haven't figured out, I haven't been confident enough to fill in the gaps without falling back on a noise.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's what's sort of magical about this scene. Like, you can be...
Totally.
You can take whatever your length of time is to get it done. And, like, as you're doing that, you have the, like, kind of, like, excitement of getting on stage, the, like, the community. The community,
the network, the top networking. I'm not a networker. The community, the just camaraderie, the nods. It's just like, yeah, we're all trying something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if it's just, like, the networking, but, you know, like, you're out on a mic in the middle of winter and it's really dark and you're just chatting with people about how hard it was to get out that night. And it's like, that's really helpful.
Yep, totally. For 5 minutes. Totally.
How long ago did your sister pass?
She was 21. I was 26. So 30 or 27 years. I have 27 years. Head-on collision, distracted driver.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Is it just the two of you?
I have an older brother, but her death. Her and her friend were driving back, so her and her friend both died, both 21.
That's devastating.
It was wild. Crazy time.
And then that just ends up being, I guess, affecting so many things after that.
Everything. It was a wild, crazy. I crossed a lot of lines. You're like, oh boy, where it didn't matter. It's like, still went to work. You know, you come back and everything's still moving and people are still annoyed that a light's longer than it should be. Like, all right, well, this is the world I'm in. I got to deal with it.
Yeah, you're like a time traveler alien.
Where you're standing still. And you're just like, nothing matters, so go for it.
Fuck.
Yeah. Lots of crazy. Lots of crazy. I made lots of mistakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they fueled a lot of creativity. They fueled made a lot of art. Wasn't doing stand-up then. Stand-up came later. But made a lot of art. Made a lot of enemies.
I don't picture you having enemies.
I often think I don't burn a bridge, but I think there wasn't a bridge.
Well, you have the Taurus vibe. So is it like a stubbornness in who you are?
I don't know exactly why I do it, but I've never really been friends with anyone in the past. As soon as I move on from an agency job, or like I didn't befriend any from high school. I moved. The minute high school was done, everyone was done. The minute college was done, everybody was done.
You're just on to the next thing.
Yeah, and I don't have the connections past, and sometimes when they do show up, I'm not happy about them.
Oh.
Where it's like, I didn't really want to engage in that perspective, or not that perspective. I didn't really want that around me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird where they reapproach. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I think growing up in the country and disconnecting and having, you go in, you play your sport, you go home.
Yeah.
You go in, you play hockey. You go home, go in and play lacrosse, you go home. and then you go home and you're alone and you just go off and do your thing, but then you go into town and do a thing. And it was sport, and it was a lot of sport. I played high level sport where you'd go in and do a, big, huge game, and then everyone would go off and do stuff, and I would go home and go, all right, well, that was fun. Now I'm off doing my thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but I don't network or have that attachment to, I don't know exactly what I'm talking about right now. But.
No, I kind of get that.
And
I don't have the same thing, but I think it is the way some people are.
And I think death happens tragically. The move on becomes huge because it's like a reset. It's like, well, up until here, before death, after death, now it's complete. Whatever, all of this is gone. Nothing else. Looking backward means nothing.
Yeah.
Which is healthy, right? You're just like, okay, well, we are going this way.
Yeah. So
you kind of go, that reset happens when I leave a job. I'm like, okay, well, that's set.
I kind of have a thing I think it comes from a poem, one life hides another. And I sort of see that, see my life in terms of being a few lives. And it's I do have a sense of okay, yeah, I am on from one life, now I'm in the other. And I like this sort of to have to just be moved on from things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like that. I have a joke my hindsight's legally blind, so I'm a really good meditator. If you can't look back, then you can't look back. There's no reason to it. It takes all the energy away. It's so counterproductive. I'll feel stuff forward, but I don't need to look backwards to remember it.
Yeah.
Anyway, stuff like that. So death is a big part of my material. So I'm even looking at that's not really welcome in clubs. Material like that sort of material, death, actual talking about death material.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people consume that or want to.
Yeah.
Which I find everyone's scared of it, so that's why. Yeah, I talked to one person about having a trade show and having just a trade show, death trade show, where it's funerary. I'll come in, you know what happens. Here's a will. Here's the thing. Everyone aware how things go.
You'd get so many artists who would want to perform there.
I know. Yeah. So then the aspect of death is is a thread through all my material. And how do I humanize it? How do I bring me into it?
Yeah.
That's the trick.
It is an important part of life, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was in a household that suffered I was very successful in living in the basement without a door. And incredible friend of mine, the family were there, and the 19-year-old commits suicide at U of T.
Oh my God.
And I watched, and I came home to them and managed them, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of just managed them.
Yeah, because they were going through
took them to
traumatic grief.
Yeah, took them to see the thing. Made sure it was a weird, wild. Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of those things where I put that in my material. How does that fit into? There's lots of ways I'll fit it in as a joke, but it's just if it's funny.
Yeah.
It's I can say this 1,000 ways. Which one of them's funny?
Have you ever eulogized someone?
I spoke at my sister's funeral because I didn't want the priest to speak. I used to, oh boy.
What was that?
Yeah. I was going to be a Baptist minister.
Oh.
I was sleeping with a girl who was a Christian, so we went to church, and I thought it would be a good life path because you could still have sex. They gave you a house.
Yeah.
Every few weeks, you had to say, sorry, you guys didn't pray hard enough. It was a good gig. So I did want to be a minister, so I grew out of that rapidly after just thinking further than having sex. I didn't want any priest not knowing someone and then sitting up in front of everyone saying, I know how you feel. I hope my thoughts are with you, but I don't, like people just show up. They don't know who the human is. They just give a card, go, here's the information. You're a minister. Go tell us.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not happening. So I spoke. That was the only one. That's about it. Eulogy. Yeah. It was went down all right. Some bits landed. Actually, weirdly enough, some bits did land where you're just like, in the morning in grief, you say a weird little joke about how she liked the color, whatever the fuck. I can't remember what I said. But you're like, oh, that actually landed. Yeah.
But I find any funeral I've been at, there have been some really incredible laughs.
Agreed.
Maybe not during the ceremony. It might have been like, at some point.
Yes, agreed.
And just the connection to other people during that time.
Yeah, totally agree. It's a weird moment when a joke breaks out in a funeral. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember telling my sister on the way to my grandfather's funeral, I was like, whatever you do, don't laugh. Like, that's the number one rule. Do not laugh. The minute she walked in, she couldn't stop. She just giggled. Just giggled for the whole 35 minutes. Just shoulder shaking, the non-laugh. That's all she did. It's like, perfect. Perfect prank. Dear. But I do love the scene of comedy and community in Toronto. I think it's a lot of good talent. I like a lot of none of my material, not my world of comedy. I wouldn't go down any of the paths, but people that find their voice and have a voice, I respect. Like, your voice, you found your voice. You have, when you speak, you're like, oh, there's Karen. You're just like, I respect that. So I love the community is awesome.
Yeah. It's really fun to see people find themselves and be themselves. And
yeah, it's interesting. I saw one guy I don't even know who it was. I saw at one open mic way back, I saw a comic, got in an argument with another comic, and then flipped himself into a coffee table.
Oh my God.
Like a WWF move.
Like
he grabbed the cuff of his jacket and then threw himself over.
Oh my
God. He was a WWF fan, like one of the many comedians.
It Brovo?
No. I don't know. This guy was upset.
The overlap with wrestling is a lot.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of guys in comedy who wish they were.
This guy self-flipped himself. This person, I don't know what they are. This person self-flipped themselves into a coffee table. Like, wow, this is comedy.
These are my peers.
Yep. They were upset with feedback.
It is a notoriously thin-skinned group of people, surprisingly.
Yeah, I agree, but I do like it. I always like it. It's interesting.
So you said when you got here you were winterizing your boat's motor.
Yes.
So what other things do you have to do to get ready for winter?
Well, last winter I overdid it. I did like this huge plastic wrap and it felt like a greenhouse. And when the sun came out, it warmed up and it was lovely. But after about a week, the wind damage and it flapped and made noise and I didn't like it and I couldn't record anything and it was too much overkill. So this year I'm just making sure I have 3 great heaters. I have this guy winterizing, so I don't have to worry about nothing. If anything freezes, nothing will freeze once he's done his process. I just have to keep the capsule, my apartment, warm. I don't have to worry about anything else. Everything's fine. I can just float.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I put in a bubbler and which means he just moves the water behind the hull so the ice doesn't freeze.
Oh.
Yeah. So last winter was harsh. I had to get out and break ice around the hull every few mornings because my bubbler couldn't keep up. So it was a harsh, really cold winter. Yeah. So it's got its hardships.
Are we having a cold one this year?
I wish science knew. They're getting better at weather being like when rain's happening, but they haven't figured long term.
Okay. So
I looked it up. They say I've done a few archival histories of like predictions and then looked at the weather just to see how accurate. But yeah, They say it's going to be an El Nino winter, so it'll be calmer. Right now, feels like it might be. I'm not looking at... Last winter was already starting to be winter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your hand tattoo?
This is a tattoo I got when I was 19, and it is Mind, Body, Spirit, Universe.
Nice.
It's like the three components of our space.
I love it. I've loved having you on.
I like being here.
Where can we find you on socials?
Jason Wren Comedy on Instagram. Jason Wren Comedy on TikTok. Jason Wren Comedy on YouTube. And Blue Sky. No one ever follows me on Blue Sky.
A new platform.
Yeah, it's been around for a bit, but it's
like an alternative to Twitter.
Yeah, less hate.
Okay.
The better side. the side the side we should be going towards. That's what it is. Okay. Don't worry about Blue Sky. No one's ever followed me on it. I post periodically, but Jason Wren Comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Amazing.
Mostly anywhere.
Thanks, Jason.
Cool. Thanks a lot.